Hi, my name is Eddie C, and welcome to my Positive Podcast. I'll bring you positive stories of people from all walks of life, because everyone has a story to tell. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to MPP, my Positive Podcast. I'm Eddie C, your host. Well, I just want to thank everybody once again for tuning in on the last few shows. The public is growing, we're getting more followers, and there's a lot of positive reactions coming from all over. I really appreciate that very much. Today's show is going to be very special because it's about family. So I've got not only two guests with their stories, but I have two extra guests, and they're surprised. Stay tuned and follow the show, and you'll find out why. So let's get right into it. Welcome to my Positive Podcast. Well, my first guest on MPP today is a dear friend of mine and wonderful colleague. We met some years ago, actually when he was doing a gig with a Brazilian singer, and we spoke to each other after the gig over, had a nice beer, and it was a fantastic little chat. Please welcome my next guest, Mr. Rene Calvin. Hi, Rene. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, good. Yeah.
It's been quite a while, I know. And Corona has kept us from working together, actually, this last year. Well, anyway, this show's about positivity. And, you know, you always have a lot of positive energy every time we do speak with each other or play together. And I really appreciate that, brother. Can you listen? Why don't you tell my audience a little bit about yourself? You know, how did you end up in Brussels as a bass player and get your career started? Because I know your roots actually are spread across a few continents, as you would say.
Yeah, I mean, I'm half Cameroonian, half Brazilian. And I grew up in Cameroon. I was born in Cameroon. I grew up in Cameroon with, Bantu's roots. Mm-hmm. And when I came to Brussels was just to study. And music was not an option. I mean, according to my family education, as music was not an option.
Well, what did they want you to study?
Anything like medicine, law, and architecture, and whatever.
As long as you weren't going to be a musician.
Yeah, musical. So I had given up on the musical career. It was just like I still had my classical guitar at home, just composing just for fun. I mean, for my own and for my own pleasure. I was not thinking of becoming a musician anymore. Mm-hmm. And then my first wife offered me a jazz guitar that was really expensive.
Wow, that's a great gift.
The thing that, and it was actually possible because it was in December. And in December, we have in Belgium what we call the 13th month. So we have a kind of double salary on that. So she bought it and she said, okay, now you need to monetize.
She said, I'm invested in you. I'm going to invest into your hobby. So now you got to deliver the goods. So you started.
So we need some return investment.
All right.
Then I founded my first band. Mm-hmm. And I really started playing like, semi-professional. Mm-hmm. In 1995. And then it was a festival called the Jazz Rally. It's just a weekend from Friday to Sunday. Okay. And all the squares, all the crowds, bars, and all the jazz musicians playing all over the town.
Wow.
So, and that's it. That's what happened. And then everything started. So, yeah. It started there,
All right, and you're quite a musician. I admire your playing and your charisma on stage as a jazz musician, basically, which is what you're doing. And the Latin, of course, the Latin and the African music You've got those nice little rhythms in there. I know you released a solo project a little bit more than a year and a half ago, and
Brazil from me.
Right, and you went to New York also to promote that album, which is fantastic, man. And you worked, of course, with one of your big heroes on that particular album. You want to tell a little bit about that?
It's Richard Burner. He's just my idol, you know. Mm-hmm. We knew each other a long time ago because I'm 5 years older than him. Mm-hmm. And we knew each other when we were, just like teenagers. I was already playing basketball in Cameroun.
All right, man. You played basketball as well.
Yeah, I was playing basketball. And when I came to Belgium, that's the first thing that I did. Look for a team, and then I was hired. The Maccabi Brussels. I was a champion at that time.
All right.
So I was hired. And unfortunately, I had a really, really huge surgery in my knee.
Oh wow!
So that really, so I couldn't have.
So you became
a basketball career.
You would have otherwise been a professional basketball player instead of a professional bass player. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, one.
And I wasn't even a bass player. I started playing bass, I think, in 1998.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was employed by Levi Strauss Europe, Middle East and Africa. It's multinational American. The fashion, the jeans fashions. So I was at the HQ and headquarters, and then our president, the European president, was retiring. And our assistant told me, "Right, we know you're a musician. We've seen you on TV with Patricia Cass, the French singer."
Oh yeah.
And so, can you create a band? Yeah, can you create a band over here because the young people over here they play music. So I sent an email to the company, but we couldn't find any bass player. It was all the instruments, but not the bass player.
Wow.
And I said, okay, I wanted to hire a bass player from the private, not
privately, not from the company.
From the company, and she said, no, that is not going to match. You need to do something. And I said, okay, which song do you want us to play? And she said, Mambo number 5. So that I can try on the bass. And she said, Time After Time. So that also, Fever. Okay, then we had the five song. The only song that was really difficult on the bass was Celebration.
Okay.
But anyway,
Cool
Anyway, so that how I started playing bass.
All right, that became a celebration in itself, right?
Yeah. I started playing bass, and since then, I'm a bass player.
All right, buddy. Well, listen, how has Corona been an influence on you in this past, let's say, year, since we've been in a more or less lockdown, especially here in Europe?
Yes, professionally, it's not good. Because when we started in 2020, I had to cancel a tour in Indonesia, in Brazil, in America.
Wow.
I had to cancel out there. It's been very, very, very hard time so far. But we still play. So I had like 5 gigs from February 2020. I don't know. 5 gigs. Also, the live stream show that I did.
All right.
In which I invited Richard Burner to
join in with you.
Together.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic. Oh, that must have been a joy to work together with him.
A lot. He's my man. I went to his, 7 years ago, I went to his masterclass in Nice, south of France. There we really connect, as musicians. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic! Oh, fantastic!
And he remembered me when I was playing basketball.
Oh yeah!
He said, "I know you, bro." I said, "Wow, how?"
Well, what position did you play? What position did you play when you were playing basketball?
I was a guard.
All right, fantastic.
Yeah,
point guard. All right, man. Great. Well, listen, I've got one more question I want to ask you. and which is the theme for this week, and it's called family. And I'd like to know, what does family mean to you? Because I know you speak about your family a lot whenever we're playing together, and I know that's very, very high on your list of priorities.
It's just the top of priority. Family is my pillar. I mean, essential pillar. I admire my wife. I love my kids, and we're together every time, and it's just very compact, really. Wow.
And you actually started late, also as a father. Huh?
No, in the beginning, I'm two times married, so I had two kids with from the first marriage, and two kids now with and the lucky thing is I became again father when I was already 50 years.
Wow.
So I'm like a dad and a granddad for the little ones. So we having a lot of fun, and so it's a happy family, and that maintains.
Well, they keep you young. They keep you young at heart and spirit.
I hope so. I think I'm still a good-looking old granddad and dad. So,
hey man,
the spirit is still as a teenager. Mentally, I don't feel like almost 60 years now. And I feel like I'm still a young kid.
You're still a young. You're still a young guy. You're younger than me, man.
But not too much. I think you have a couple of months.
But let's say a couple of years. Let's say a few years. Yeah, that's right, buddy.
Yeah. Actually, you look younger than me, bro.
Well, thank you. I'll take that any day coming from you.
Maybe because of the beard. You don't.
You've got the beard,
right? Yeah. Okay, and it's white, so.
Yeah, and I don't have the hair as well, so.
Yeah.
And listen, Rene, it has been a real pleasure to have you on my show. It's always a bunch of laughs. I love working with you, and the gigs that we've done in Brussels. We're fantastic, and and watching you perform as a sort of all around artist, because you sing a bit, you're busy with a little bit of keyboard, so you're making your own compositions, and I love the photos with you and your kids, especially with the younger kids. You really see the youthfulness in you,
Yeah, they're just full-time occupation now.
Yeah,
the kids.
Well, but that's wonderful. That's a positive thing, maybe, about what Corona has done is bring families closer together, because you have to spend time with each other now.
Mm-hmm.
And you rediscover each other. I mean, that's a very good thing, That's a joy in itself, because those are days that normally you would be working and you don't get to spend that valuable time with your kids. And now it's actually it's been a pandemic, but it's also been a gift, I think, when it comes to family. Because it has brought and it's some families have been separated, but the families that have been able to be together are able to spend that extra time together and rediscover the beautifulness of having family, because it's very important. It is very important.
I agree. I totally agree with you. And on the other hand, I took the time to compose. And now I'm just finishing my next album, jazz album. Everything is written down, the composition is done. I'm doing the arrangements now. So I think when we're going to start losing the loosening of this lockdown, we're gonna go back to scenes and go back to work and to business. So but it has to stop now. It's been
tough, and it takes time.
It takes time.
And like I said, it's good to have family to lean on. I mean, I have a lot of contact with my family from the States, And that's important. That's been for me also very important during this this whole lockdown, you know. So value that, and I'm sure our listeners out there value your story that you've shared with us, buddy. I want to thank you for coming on and you know, sending a lot of love to you. You're hanging there, man. You know,
man.
And we'll hopefully see each other after this pandemic.
We should. And as soon as possible. Yeah, as soon as possible. Thank you so much for having me there.
All right. Thank you for coming on the show.
All the blessings, bro.
Thank you, buddy. You too, buddy. Bye-bye. This is My Positive Podcast with Eddie C. My next guest is a healthcare insurance worker. She loves to cook. She loves to read. She likes to be around people and enjoy the nice things in life. But her biggest hobby is her 4 sons. Please welcome Miss Christel Wellens. Hi, Christel.
Hi, Eddie. How are you?
It's nice to have you on the show, and I'm very grateful that you can be here and join us today. Tell me a little bit about how you got started working for a health insurance company. How did that come about?
Well, the first time I worked for a health insurance company was like I started there in 2016 with a temporary contract, and it was the Christian health insurance company. And I liked working there because they have gliding hours. You have to work 4 full days, and the Friday afternoon you're free. And so then when the contract was finished, I did some other temporary jobs, but I kept on soliciting for the health insurance company at the Voorzorg. That is the socialistic. And the 4th time I solicited, they engaged me finally.
All right.
So since September last year now, I'm working there. We had to do a lot of studies and exams for a couple of months. And then finally I could start. Yeah, because you have to learn a lot. You have to know everything about this health insurance. I'm sitting in the contact center. I'm doing phone permanency, so you have to answer to any question. And if you cannot answer directly, we can look it up at the intranet or something, or we call another service.
Mm-hmm. All righty. So there's a lot of training involved.
Yeah, a lot of training, yes.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly, before you can start.
Yeah.
But it was very interesting.
Do you have any special stories you can tell about where you thought to myself, oh my God, what am I going to do about this, or anything like that?
You mean at work?
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, you get all kinds of people on the phone. Old people, young people, all kind of culture. I can use my languages. I can maintain them. But sometimes you get these very angry customers on the phone, and then they're yelling, and then you can put any word between them. They would not listen because we have to try to calm them down, you know. But sometimes really, we have to say, listen, sir, or listen, madam, I cannot help you this way. I'm going to end this conversation, and then we hang up.
Well, yeah, I can understand that. So it can be kind of stressful at times.
Oh, not often. Time to time. It's very little times we have some angry people.
Okay.
But we're trained for that too, how to handle that. Yes. No, it's not stressful.
Just one more little thing about your job. With the social health services, what's the difference between you? Because you mentioned a couple of different names. Is this one that's general for most people in this area of Belgium?
Here in Belgium, you can choose. You have the Christian, you have the socialistic, and you have the independent also. And the liberal. There are 4 kinds of... So
there's the socialistic, the independent, the liberal, and the Christian.
And the Christian, yes.
Okay, now I know other than your sons and cooking, what are some of your other passions?
Well, one of my passions, actually, but we cannot do this anymore because of the lockdown. I like to go out with friends and have a little dance and a little drink and a little talk. So we're very limited now, okay?
Unfortunately.
But then, unfortunately, nothing to do about it. We only can visit friends at home, and then we can make a little dance over there also. And then normally first we did a little restaurant, and then we went to the dance cafe. It was fun. But one of my other passions, actually, I've been reading a lot in my life. I've been reading books for many years. But now the latest years, I'm still reading a lot, but I'm reading a lot online.
Yeah.
Because everything is to read online now.
Yeah, it's all digital.
I like to read about mysteries that kept secret for humanity.
Yeah.
Things you will never hear on television. You have to find out yourself. I like reading about it. Strange things, how the world is being run by this elite. I like to know everything about. I have a hunger for knowledge, you know. Then also I like to listen to these podcasts about different matters, but also about secrets and mysteries, things we don't know. Huh? Everything is kept a secret. So, but lately, last years, a lot is coming to the surface. And yeah, I'm enjoying to listen to all kinds of things and to read or about the history of the world, the history of Egypt, or all kinds of things, actually.
I know you like to cook. And what's your favorite style or your favorite recipes? Do you have anything really special you say, now, that's something I really feel good about cooking?
I'm very good in cooking all kinds of Moroccan dishes because actually my ex-husband and the father of my sons was Moroccan. So, and that's how I learned since I was 17.
Oh, fantastic. And is there one dish in particular that you'd like to make?
Yes, couscous.
The couscous.
The couscous is very tasty that I make. Everybody tells me so. So
yeah.
And then the Moroccan, you know the Moroccan soup, harira?
I've heard of it, yes.
Harira. I make it very good too.
Already.
And other dishes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you ever come over to Antwerp, we'll look up Christel and I'm sure she'll make some great Moroccan food for you. You know, Christel, I remember you saying that there's a special tradition every Friday in your family with your mom and your sons, and you get together. Can you tell a little bit about that?
Yeah, so my mom, she's coming every Friday between 1 and 2 o'clock to visit us. And it's going on for years. And we always do my ironing together. And then we talk, or sometimes we go for a walk, do some shopping, and then we come back and then I cook. Sometimes we order something, and it's always very cozy. When my sons are looking forward to it, every Friday always asking, is the grandma coming tomorrow? Grandma is coming tomorrow. Yes, I think so. But sometimes she has to call it off because she's sometimes not feeling that well. And that is why I like my job and the gliding hours, and that I have to work only until 1 o'clock on Friday. And that's why I was so eager to work for the Voorzorg. I said, I have to get this job because this is perfect for me. And with my mom coming on Friday, every Friday.
And in Belgium, you all call a grandmother, you say Boma, right?
Boma, yes.
Boma. Oh, yeah, that's sweet. Yeah. Okay. Thanks very much about that.
You're welcome.
Listen, I have one more question I'd like to ask you before we close off our interview, which is the theme of the day. And that's, what does family mean to you?
I think family is very important. It's important to have family. I think also it's important to have children that they can look after you when you're getting older. It's a help. My sons are very helpful. They do groceries, they put out the trash, they make their own beds, and they do the dishes one by one. So they're very helpful, but they have a lot of respect for me. Huh?
Wow.
I raised them because when they were born, I was not working, and I managed to stay home for 11 years without working. Yeah, I managed. They did not have to go to creche, or how you say it in English?
To the nursery school, preschool.
Yeah, for the babies. Yeah. So they only went when they were 18 months. I put them in before the elementary, the peuter turn. You can bring them at 18 months.
Yeah, to the kindergarten.
Kindergarten, yeah, that's it.
Alrighty.
And so I'm very happy I could do that. That is not a lot of mothers, they can do it. They have to work and work and work. They spend not enough time with their babies and children. But I'm very happy. I was there day and night for them, and they're very appreciated, actually. Yeah, I could not imagine to not have kids, I could not imagine. And I never imagined I would have 4. And 4 sons, exactly. I never planned it, actually.
All right.
The 2 were planned, and they were it was my destiny. God decided I had to have 4 sons, so very happy.
All right. Oh, fantastic. I'm sure they're very proud of their mom as well.
Yeah, and they're very handsome too.
All righty. I can believe that. Their mom is also very lovely.
You are still free.
All right. Well, listen, Christel, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. And
you're very welcome, Eddie.
Yeah, and sharing your positive your positive stories about your work and everything, and of course your food and your wonderful sons. And I'm sure when they hear this back, they're going to be very proud of the mama.
Yeah, so, they don't know anything about it. I didn't tell them, so it will be a surprise.
It'll be a nice surprise for them. I'm sure of that. of that. Okay. Well, listen, you take good care of yourself. Sending you a big hug from the other side of Antwerp to you.
Hug. Thank you.
And I'm sure we'll see each other when the Corona time is out with some friends and have a nice drink together.
Yes, I hope so. I wish it's going to be soon. Okay.
A lot of love to you.
A lot of love back and a big hug.
All righty. Take care.
Take care, Eddie.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
My name is Eddie C., and you're listening to My Positive Podcast. Well, I'm really excited about my last 2 guests on this week's show. He's a ex-military vet and a great dad. And she's an upcoming female basketball player, already at a young age. Please welcome to my show my oldest son and my granddaughter, Cliffton and Kiera Whitaker. Hi, Cliff.
Hey, Dad.
How you guys doing? Okay?
I'm good. And you, Dad?
I'm doing fine. How you doing, Kiera? Okay?
Good. How about you?
I'm doing quite well. Listen, Kiera, first of all, congratulations on doing such a wonderful achievement with your basketball and, your team, winning the championship. Wonderful. I'm very proud of you and very glad to see you achieve that and wishing you a great basketball future as well. I know that you've been, you had a practice today. You've had a long day behind you. So I'm not going to make this too long, but I'm so proud to have you both into the show. And it really warms my heart to also see you guys. But of course, our public is listening to you and that. Well, listen, let's get right into the questions. Kiera, how does it feel to win a championship, and how do you balance that with your school and other family activities?
I mean, it was awesome to win it because at first we was kind of nervous. Like, we was going in there nervous, like we wasn't going to win it. People was like, yeah, we're finna lose. And I was like, no, we're not we're finna win this game. I mean, I was excited. I cried. I cried a lot. I was just so happy that we won. And our coach was happy. She was like, one of our coaches said we're going to beat them in district, and we did.
You guys did a fantastic job. You got that trophy. I saw the pictures. I posted them on my Facebook page, so I'm very proud. And your sister was also there to help support you, along with your mom, and the rest of the family. That's wonderful.
And that helped a lot too, the support from the family.
Hey, Cliff, I know that you've been in the military since you were actually, I think, 19 years old, in fact. 18, you joined the military. And I know that you've had quite some experiences. We've spoken with each other over the years about that. And but how was it being in the military for such a long time? And how did that influence you, let's say, later on with family life and all?
Well, of course, when I first joined, I didn't have a family, not my own family.
Mm-hmm.
it gave me, I guess, the discipline to when the time did arise for me to actually be a family man to do it. I knew that I would have to spend so much time away in my younger years. And once I had kids, it gave me the drive to want to be there for them in any capacity that they needed. Whether it be, just a shoulder to cry on, someone to go shoot hoops with, someone to play soccer with that I know nothing about the sport, but I get out there and do whatever it takes for my kids.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I know. I'm very proud of you. You're a wonderful father. And,
well, thank you.
And the kids, they really get all the support from you. And Nancy, of course, it's fantastic. Let's say in the whole family schedule, there's always a lot that, you have to do. There's the chores, there's the sports, there's the other extracurricular activities. How do you guys balance that together?
It's hard.
Very hard.
There's nothing easy about it. The type of work I do, sometimes I may or may not be able to get off on time. And, that hinders us and have to make us have to alter our plans some. But just everything that goes on, my mind, I might have 15 different things going through it at one time and hoping and praying that, my wife keeps me in line to make sure I know all the timelines because I will forget. But and I have, and it just goes with it. It's a struggle, but at the end of the day, it's worth it to be able to, I guess give our kids the opportunity to do what they enjoy. Mm-hmm. Whether it's a win or lose situation, just to know that they are giving it their all, and I can see it. Mm-hmm. That's priceless to me.
Yeah, I can imagine. I got another question for you guys. Being a basketball family,
Yes, myself and my wife.
Exactly. You both played ball in high school. And how does it feel to have such an achieving daughter and her sister also, supporting her as a cheerleader?
I guess I'll start with that, and then I'll let Kiera chime in on that. For somebody to share or even have a greater passion for the game that I did and still do, it's amazing. It gives us the opportunity to share our knowledge of the game and show her our love and compassion for the game. And to watch her feed off of that sometime is just amazing. I mean, I wish I had better words. It's amazing to watch her in action. I have to admit, and I speak for myself and my wife, when we were both her age playing basketball, we were nowhere the caliber ball player that she is. She has surpassed, I guess, at her age now, probably was my game when I was, 17, 18 years old. She's got me by a couple of years as far as the actual basketball experience and the knowledge. And it's just amazing to watch her do what she enjoys doing. I can see her passion.
Yeah. Well, she's quite a ball player. I mean, the footage that I've seen that you've posted and sent to me, quite awesome. And not only is she such a great ball player, but she's going to be a perfect example of a great role model for kids to follow up behind her with her skills and her sports, And she has the wonderful attitude, but of course she has that from her parents. So I couldn't expect any more from that,
And if I may say so, both of our kids actually average over a 3.0 grade point average during the athletic season as well. It's just not about athletics or extracurriculars. It's about academics first.
Right. And I know the education is very important. And I know you rank that very high. Well, that runs in the family,
Yeah. My standard and the school standards are two different standards. And I'm not taking anything away from the school, but one thing no one can take from you is education.
That's true.
You can't take that once you get it. So, I'm not going to let a basketball stop her or a cheer stop my other one. You're going to get that education first.
Well, that's important. That's quite important. Yeah, Kiera, so I know you have some dreams to maybe one day come over to Europe and see your granddad while you're playing basketball. Do you have any particular place you'd like to play?
I really want to go to UConn, but that's really what I want to do. But I don't know yet. I still got years.
Yeah, but I mean, but after you finish college, your expectations. I know your dad mentioned about you wanting to come over maybe to Europe and play some ball here. So, hopefully I'll still be around to be able to watch that. You know.
Hopefully, me too.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you will. I'm sure you all will be. So let me ask you. Let me just ask you one more question before we get to the final one. And this is a question for both of you all. During the season, of course, education, of course, is important. That your dad has just stressed that. And I know you love your sports and everything. Are there ever times that there's a conflict of difference between you wanting to play and getting the study done?
Very rarely.
No, not really.
We pretty much established that up front. You don't hit the books, you don't play. It's that simple. That's non-negotiable. and I have to admit, both of our girls, take academics very seriously.
That's fantastic.
So, they are still young ladies going through high school. So yes, every now and then there's that little push that's needed. But for the most part, no. We don't have an issue with, not getting grades and playing, sports or anything. No, that's not a problem with us.
Oh, that's fantastic. One more question to you, son. What I and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I'm so proud that you spent your time in the military. You take very good care of your family, and supporting them in what they want to do. The girls giving them everything and all. And also my grandson, always there for him to support him in his dreams and things. And you just became a grandfather last year, which makes me a great grandfather. Yes, I'm a great grandfather, ladies and gentlemen. But and I know I saw pictures and films of her yesterday. She is an absolute doll.
Oh yes,
so. That must be a lot of enrichment for you as well to be able to have that happen around you and be able to just see that all developing. I mean, for me, it's also such a dream. Looking for the day when this whole pandemic is over, that there's a possibility to come over and see you all again.
I can't wait to that day. Hopefully everything pans out soon. And being a grandfather, oh my goodness. Words are, there are no words to describe that feeling. It's such a joyful sight to even put eyes on my granddaughter. I see myself, my son, I see all that running around in this little explosive energy basket that she consumes. And it's just, I watched her play yesterday, and I bet you I smiled the entire time just seeing her move.
Well, I smile watching the photos that you all post and seeing it. And listen. For me, as a great grandfather, it's really a miracle and a joy to be able to, even at a distance, be part of that. My last and final question. And this is to you both. So I would be nice to have you both answer this one. What does family mean to you? Let's start first with you, Kiera.
I really can't explain.
Oh,
speak up.
I said I really can't explain.
I'll bail her out of this one.
Okay.
That's what family does. So no, to me, family is being there through anything, the good, the bad, the ups, the downs, the ins, the outs. No family is perfect, but I guess we can be perfect in our own ways.
Absolutely.
Even the dysfunction can be perfect if you utilize it the right way.
Absolutely.
So I guess to me, family is being there when you're needed in any capacity. I never really understood family until I had my own family. And that was the weird part about it. I knew I had family, but I guess when I became the head of my family, I had to learn how to be a family. I know it sounds a little confusing, but it's
no, it's not. Listen, it's not confusing. It's not confusing at all. We've had several discussions about that.
Yes.
And so I know exactly, what you mean about that. And, like I said, once again, I'm so proud of you and the whole family. And I'm very blessed and fortunate to have you all be part of my show. And, this is unique. One of the reasons why I'm doing this show is because it's all about positivity. And one of the most important things in life is family and the positivity between the family, because, those are where your roots are. That's where it goes, man, And once again, I'm glad that you're that good apple off the tree, man. And and you produced some fantastic kids. And,
Thank you.
And I'm proud of all of you all. Very proud of you,
Well, you set the bar kind of high. You probably grind harder than anybody I know at making things happen. And you push me, whether you believe it or not, just to know when we do talk and I hear about all the things you got going on, sometimes I have to be honest. My days are nothing compared to some of yours.
Well, listen, there are a lot of things I wish I could do even more of. And mostly I wish I could be there with you guys more often. And hopefully in the future, that time will come that I will be able to be there more for you all, other than us just being able to talk online or talk on the phone. But there's no love lost for sure. That's for sure, Well, we're coming near the end of the show. And are there any special words you would like to say as far as family is concerned to our listeners?
Actually, I do. Love them no matter how they are or what they do. Love your family, because in the end, they'll love you back.
Absolutely. Well, on that note, I just want to thank you both for coming on the show. Kiera, you got a wonderful career ahead and a great study career ahead, and also your sister. And you give the family all a big hug from me, Cliff.
Will do.
I love you all from the bottom of my heart, and you give my great grandbaby a big kiss next time you see her.
Will do. Love you too, Dad.
Love you.
All right. And you all take care, and thanks so much for coming on the show. This makes it very special for me.
You're welcome.
Glad to do it. No, a little challenging, but glad to do
it. Okay. I'm glad that you came on. All righty. Take care. Right. Love you all.
Love you too.
All righty. This is My Positive Podcast with Eddie C. Wow. That was a lot of fun for me, and I hope it was a lot of fun for you too. Now, as you know, every week we have a theme, and this week's theme is about family. So based on all four of my guests, here's my quote. The ones that support you through good times or bad. A home-cooked meal together with laughter and the main ingredient called love. Having fun with the young and old. Watching the new generations grow up to follow their dreams. Always connected, be it near or far. Even behind the darkest clouds, family will sparkle like the stars. Well, that's it for this week's show. But before I go, I'd like to thank my guests, Rene Calvin, Christel Wellens, and Cliffton and Kiera Whitaker. Remember, family's like a mixed salad. It's the ingredients you put in that make it taste good. You can find me on all platforms like Spotify, Android, and Apple. On Facebook, look for My Positive Podcast, and my website is mypositivepodcast.com. You can also contact me via my website or Facebook. A very special thanks to my technical producer, Iswan. This show is a production by Antwerp Podcast Service. My name is Eddie C., and this was MPP, My Positive Podcast. Tune in next week and stay positive.